dudes who are these to school sacrificed any chance at having a girlfriend to the hobby, and to be honest, I can respect that. Fun fact, in middle school, a friend of mine would always bring one of these into class, and one day a girl did the same and challenged him to a duel and lost pretty badly. Turns out she liked him a lot and decided to learn the game, so she had a reason to approach him. They're still together 12 years later. See, there you go. Just because you don't think something is attractive doesn't mean no one thinks it's attractive. And maybe even if someone looks at this person and is like, well, maybe I don't find that particular thing attractive in and of itself, I really like how passionate they are about it, or I really like them being invested in something, and I like them, so I'm gonna approach them by that, then that's fair. Don't come for it. Come on. Don't come for the nuts. Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. I feel like I want to do something wholesome today. So we're doing wholesome memes. Because you just have these days or weeks where things just seem really stressful. And maybe that's not right now for you. Or maybe it is. But either way, if you're having one of those weeks, feel free to come back anytime, or to the few of the other wholesome memes videos I did. So it'll maybe cheer you up. But either way, you know the deal. Before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink. And then we'll look at some more wholesome memes. Are you hydrated? Good, let's go. My uncle went to Japan and a man liked him so much he made him out of sushi. Okay, not gonna lie, that's just cool. This man can make people out of sushi. That generally looks so cool. And like the details on this, with the hair made from like black sesame or something, that's just cool. Honestly, this man who did this should probably make that his business. Because people are willing to pay for sushi anyways, because sushi is freaking delicious. I mean, some people don't like it. It's really okay if you don't, but I really like sushi. Do you know how cool this would be? If you could go into a restaurant and they take a photo of you and like ask you how much you want to eat, or like you can order normal sushi, but you can also get like personalized sushi. That would be really cool. Just wanted to let y'all know that Tech9 has been sneaking around buying gifts for the community again. Now, don't call me out, but I have no idea who this person is. I just still included this meme because if you have a lot of money to spare, because whatever, I'm guessing he's a rapper or something, or like whatever you do, like if you have that much money to spare that you're literally just like, listen, I took care of like my family and people I care about, but I have money to spare. I have a lot of money to spare, because I can understand like if you just have like a little bit of money that you would rather like save it. But if you have so much money that you don't know what to do with it, buying Christmas gifts for like the community, or buying stuff for people in need is such a good thing. That's why I included this, even though I have no idea who this dude is, but props to him for realizing he's never going to use all the money he has and deciding to actually do something helpful. Because you know, these kids that come from families that can't afford gifts are going to be so excited. Parents listening to their son's transplanted heartbeat in the chest of the recipient of his gift. There is only one race, the human race. And honestly, this picture is why I really don't understand why people are against like donating organs. Listen, if your organs aren't eligible because of like some illnesses or something, no one's coming for that. Like, of course, then maybe no. But just saying, no, I think it's weird that if I die, my organs are gonna be in someone else's body. Dude, you won't care, you're dead. I really don't understand how people can come for it, because if I happen to die, because whatever happens, I slip and fall in the dumbest way ever and just randomly die, and all my organs are still like healthy and in good shape, why wouldn't you want them to be used? you know, because I'm not gonna need them anymore. So, of course, I'm gonna be okay with them being used. Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, jellyfish, done. Sting like a bee, I am nailing this. Bruce Lee, empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. Jellyfish, I could not be any more mindless or like water. See, even jellyfish are good for something. I don't know, are jellyfish actually good for something? They probably are. They probably are, but I'm still amazed that jellyfish don't actually have a brain but still somehow live. But then I look at some people and it suddenly makes sense. But we're trying to be wholesome here. I am not good at being wholesome, I should have mentioned that, but you know, jellyfish are generally still very cute. And listen, I'm gonna try to make it wholesome here. Maybe you're just not judging yourself on the right standards if you feel like you're useless or if you feel like you're not doing anything right. Because where jellyfish kind of seem very useless, they are very much nailing this description. So maybe you just need to define your description better. You know? Yeah, sex is great, but have you ever been with a person who encourages you to be yourself unashamedly in each and every moment and cherishes all your quirks, smiling at all the stupid stuff you do, and lets you feel completely comfortable with them always? Because honestly, for most people, both will be good. But I feel like good sex might be easier to get than actually having that connection with someone. So if you want to go out and have great sex, good for you, have fun. You know, be safe, but have fun. But honestly, finding these people who are that good for you and who you can have those type of healthy relationships with is actually better. It's just better. A bat flying. The mice. Look, angels. Again, it's all about perspective. Because a lot of people seem to think that mice and bats and stuff are very creepy. Honestly, I think bats are adorable. And honestly, I'm kind of amazed by bats. So, you know. But listen, again, maybe it's about perspective. You know, because to mice, bats probably do look like angels if mice have a concept of angels. Okay, my son proposed to his fiancée about 6 months ago and she said yes. They're super happy, we love her family too. I just found out today that another girl is in love with him and plans to propose next week. Should I say anything? Oh, and also he's 4, they're all 4. Honestly, it's way more funny if they're actually 4 because in that case it's not that dramatic. Because adults be jealous as fuck. Adults are just gonna be super jealous and it's gonna be super dramatic. But since they're 4, it's kind of fine. It's kind of fine. I am still confused at kids who actually do this, but I know a lot of kids did. But I never like had like a boyfriend or a girlfriend in like kindergarten or like preschool. But a lot of people do, and a lot of people had like fake weddings or like fake propose to each other, and I'm very confused by it because that was not my reality. So I didn't really have it on my radar that people actually did that. But still, it's kind of cute. I have no reason to live. Meow. Ooh, okay, I have one reason to live. Listen, one reason is better than no reason. And honestly, sometimes pets are literally the best. Because they, honestly, this is kind of the case for a lot of people who struggle with their mental health, that their pets are sometimes like the only thing really getting them through the day. Or I've had people who've had like dogs say they're the only reason they actually go outside, because they want to take care of their pet. Because just because they feel like shit and feel like dying, they don't want their pet to suffer because they love their pet more than anything. So of course they're gonna go out with their dog and take them on walks. Not saying get a pet when you're depressed. Please, if you don't already have one, maybe don't, because the chances of getting a new pet and just being super overwhelmed by that on top of everything else, probably not a good idea. But honestly, if you already have a pet, that might be a very good reason to stay alive, actually. Grandpa, I have an important secret to tell you. Promise me you won't tell Grandma. Sure, what's up? She wants you to play her back and words with friends, but doesn't want to bother you. She talks about it a lot, but don't tell her I'm telling you. It's our secret. That's kind of sweet though, because he's just listening to his wife. And instead of just being emotionally supportive, you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm sure they'll play back soon, and hang in there. Like, they're very busy with work and stuff. You decided to do that, probably, and then also be sneaky and kind of go behind her back and just tell the grandchild, but honestly in the most cutest and wholesomest way possible. So honestly, having these kind of secrets, I can get behind. Honestly, normally I think like keeping secrets from your partner is kind of weird to an extent, but this is a good secret. You can post suicide prevention phone numbers all you want, but if you really want to help prevent suicide, depression, and self-harm, stop being such assholes to each other online and in real life. Just a thought. Maybe instead of trying to just treat the symptom, maybe fix the underlying issue. Which I know is like easier said than done, right? You can't just like change everyone or change enough people that'll make like a big difference. And honestly, it might not even completely solve the issue. But honestly, if people would be just like generally chill with each other and treat each other well, a lot of depression and mental health issues and self-harm and stuff could definitely be avoided. It's not gonna fix like every single case of depression ever, sure. But honestly, do you know how big of a difference it will make? Also destigmatizing mental health, so that people aren't like, you're depressed, you haven't showered all week. That's gross, man. Go take a shower. It's not that hard. It's just a shower. Bro, stop being a dickhead to other people and try to shame them for their health issues. Okay, this photo series of an officer with his dog is adorable, but just saying okay, but now we need a serious one as well. Just makes this so much cuter, because this dog means business. But only in the bottom right photo. Because in all the other photos, he's just a normal dog and just wants to show his appreciation for this dude, but he can be serious and do his job well, okay? And honestly, I feel like that's a good approach, because I feel like being serious all the time is not a good approach to life. And taking everything super seriously and be like, no, I can't show my goofy side. I cannot be goofy, that's childish. Bro, stop being ridiculous. Okay, I just learned that our 9-year-old did an experiment on us. Lost a tooth, told no one for 3 days, and kept it under his pillow. No money. Then he tells us he lost the tooth. Next night, there is money under his pillow. Then he confronted us with his scientific evidence that the tooth fairy isn't real. And your problem is what exactly? That's just smart. Instead of generally just asking, hey, is the tooth fairy even real? Which is either gonna cause you to lie to him and be like, yeah, no, of course the tooth fairy is real. Like, where do you think the money comes from? Or you just be honest and just like, yeah, no, actually, I think you're old enough to know the tooth fairy isn't real. It was just us all along. It's just a nice thing parents do for their kids, just like give them money and give them something to believe in, whatever. I mean, at the same time, this kid probably just lost the money he gets for teeth. But honestly, you can still give him money for all the teeth he's losing, especially if he's like not being super annoying about it. Like, if he's super whiny, I could kind of understand you not wanting to give him money, because of course it sucks. We've all been there. But But still, this kid is smart. Me, watching a simplified science video so I can talk about our interests. My girlfriend, a certified doctor and PhD student. That's cute. Thank you for showing interest. Because listen, why wouldn't you show interest in your partner's interests? Like, sure, if she's like a doctor and studying for years and years, you can never like fully understand it, obviously, but just showing the interest and just like watching simplified stuff of it so you can have some idea of what she's talking about, just to be able to like engage and not just like sit there and listen, it's just gonna show her how much you care about her, and that's just cute, and you should do that, Swedish TV accidentally put subtitles from a kids show over a political debate, and it's brilliant. I will build the best sandcastle in the galaxy. I feel like a lot more people watched this political debate versus any other political debate probably ever, because that is funny. Because especially if it matches up, like especially if dude's holding up a picture and it's like, okay, this is the biggest sandcastle so far, I'm gonna build a bigger one. I'm gonna be the one that builds the biggest sandcastle. Not gonna lie, I would definitely watch that too. Yeah, I wasn't sure if a dog would get along with the new cat. But I think you can stop worrying about it now. Because honestly, that's just cute. Some animals just look at each other and they just vibe somehow. And honestly, it's just adorable. Can I interest you in my religion? What is it? Okay, I'm interested. Because normally, like, if anyone texts you, can I interest you in my religion? Or like, do you believe in Jesus? It's always like super invasive and super weird. But cat Jesus will pique a lot more interest. So I think if you want people interested in your religion, Cat Jesus might be a good way to go. Baltimore Symphony musicians. 2,400 lucky people got to hear John Williams conduct a program of his music on Wednesday night. One who didn't was a security guard stationed in the stairwell leading to the musicians' locker rooms. Seth Lowe gave her a mini concert of Star Wars themes, much to her delight. Okay, that is so cute. I love to see people who don't treat staff at like venues they play, or just like recording staff or like film camera crew and stuff, as something less than or like worse than them, if they're just like really appreciative of them. Because honestly, the staff is there for a reason. Like, obviously you need them. You need the camera crew, you need the sound crew, you need everyone. You need security guards. And to offer her the chance to be like, hey, listen, I'm sorry you couldn't listen. Like, would you be interested in a little mini concert? And she just went, hell yes, that would be awesome. That's just cute to see. That's just cute to see. Maybe we can do one thing today? Half a thing? Okay, fine. Dear Diary, I got half dressed today. How sad. Dear Diary, today my friend started investing in himself again, one trouser leg at a time. How great. Sorry, that how great sounded. I'm telling you, I'm not good at being wholesome just because my voice sometimes sounds different than I meant it to, because that how great sounded super ironic. I cannot say it unironically right now. I tried, I can't. But again, it's all about perspective, because it can be so easy to get stuck in the cycle of, okay, I used to be more productive, and like I used to be able to do things or do more things, and more things are expected of me, and like people think it's weird that I can't do anything at all, and just like to get lost in that judgment and stigma of it. But honestly, no one is choosing to be depressed. No one's choosing to have their brain be like that. Because it's not, I'm lazy, I'm gonna stay in bed today, I really don't feel like going to work or doing anything. Because honestly, if that is you, that is kind of fair. Because there will definitely be days like that. But honestly, depression is trickier than that. And adding that much shame on top of it is definitely not gonna help. But it's very, very hard to break out of that cycle. So maybe if you have a cute pet, again, try to see it from that perspective. Because cats can be assholes, but this cat at least is very wholesome. Okay, my boyfriend and I broke up a few days after prom, so I decided to edit the photos a little. Ryan Reynolds, retweeting it. Yeah, we should Photoshop me over his yearbook pictures next. Don't mess with Gabby. Yeah, seriously, don't mess with Gabby. If you show up with Ryan Reynolds, everyone's gonna lose their shit. And honestly, I think it's fair, because you still wanted to post these pictures, right? Because you were like, I look very cute. I was so pretty. I was feeling myself. I was having a good time. I'm not gonna let this asshole ruin the pictures. And just Photoshop it. Just Photoshop Ryan Reynolds' face over it. It's fine. Honestly, that alone, I would get. But just Ryan Reynolds reposting it is so funny. Me, really excited. Getting my shit together after a period of high anxiety and depression and actually starting to work again. My parents not knowing I went through this period being very confused. My online friends. Yeah, good job, dude. Because yeah, it's definitely easier to tell your online friends you're having a hard time than, like, especially like your family or parents. Especially if you know your parents won't understand. Of course, they're gonna be confused why you're suddenly in such a good mood. Because while you might be able to overplay it and like kind of pretend everything's fine, it's just, I mean, honestly, it's good to be open about it and actually tell someone, because it's gonna feel good to kind of let go of it a little bit through that. But yeah, shout out to online friends, because online friends are sometimes literally the best friends. I finally found it after 15 years, the scroll of truth. It's okay to like cringy things. Your happiness is more important than others' approval. Okay, but that's honestly just so true. Listen, who gives a shit? I know I do the same thing. I'm not sitting here and being like, yeah, no, that, of course you're not gonna let it stop you, because I feel like a lot of times we do let it stop us. And I feel like a lot of the time I kind of downplay how much I like something, because a lot of the time I don't want to have that conversation with people, because honestly sometimes either they start to ask weird questions or they just like look at you like you're completely insane, and maybe you just don't want to deal with it. So sometimes it's literally just easier to downplay it. But as long as you're not letting it stop you from enjoying the thing, that's kind of like still sort of healthy middle ground, I guess, between just being like, yeah, I like the thing, fuck off. Because not all of us can always have the confidence to just be like that, you know? But if you can still enjoy it without letting the shame from other people get in the way, then you're good. After strangers at the library asked me to watch their stuff, I'd throw hands if a stranger touched my stranger stuff. But honestly, the pressure. But listen, if anyone even as so much as looks at the stuff a second too long, you're already like ready to go. You're ready to throw hands, because they trusted you. They looked at you and were like, okay, I trust you to watch my bag while I go to the bathroom or something. You can't let them down. You don't know this person, you're never gonna see them again, but you can't let them down. That's just the rule. I had a bad day. Do you want to talk about it? No. Do you want to rant about it while I listen and nod? Oh god, yes. Because it really just depends on the situation. Sometimes you do just want to rant about it and just feel like the other person's listening, because I just am like, yeah, oh god, okay. What? You know, sometimes that's all you need, but sometimes you do want to talk about it. But honestly, just offering both as a solution might be a good call. Okay, our local Mexican restaurant used to be a Chinese restaurant. Instead of painting over the mural, they just put sombreros on the pandas. Honestly, just included this because I thought pandas and sombreros are actually very cute. But I really appreciate it, because they were like, okay, listen, either we're gonna open very soon and we don't actually have time to look for an artist to paint over this whole mural, Or we're kind of still very broke because we're opening a new restaurant. That's expensive as fuck. So we're just gonna use what we got and just enhance it a little bit to fit it better. And honestly, that's just funny and it's kind of cute. Bad sleeping, please use the other door. If I catch anyone using this door, please tell me you locked it from the inside. I'm pretty sure you locked it. This is what I mean. It's kind of cute, okay? It's just it was just tired, dude. You know, because they don't know it's a door. They don't know they're kind of in the way. But listen, if you need to take a nap, you take a nap. My 90-year-old grandma made me a vest to wear to parties, and yes, it is amazing. Okay, listen. If you love your grandma and your grandma makes you a nice vest, you actually have to wear it to parties now. Because honestly, it is very well made. Like, I'm not even making fun of it. Would I like normally wear this if I saw it in a store? Absolutely not. But again, if you love your grandma and your grandma made it for you, that is way more special than the actual design itself, you know? My 6-year-old son has been struggling with reading. I've practiced reading with him every night for the past 3 months. Teacher contacted me to let me know that my son is no longer bottom of the class and is performing at the expected level for his age. Yes! We love supportive parents who don't just choose the easy route of telling their kids off for not trying hard enough. You know, because that's rubbish, that's bullshit, that's not gonna do anything except make your kid very good at hiding things from you. Because yeah, sure, because as long as you don't find out about something, you can't yell at them for it, right? But it's not gonna help them be confident and wanna do better. It's just gonna make them resent you and feel like they can't trust you and feel like you're never gonna support them. So doing this, A+ parenting, we love it. And honestly, I am very proud that your son caught up. Okay, dating a boy bigger than you, his hoodies will look cute and oversized on you. Dating a boy your size, you can share hoodies and they will fit and look nice. Dating a boy smaller than you, your hoodies will look cute and oversized on him. Conclusion, all boy sizes are cute and good. Literally just this. I mean, you can just replace boy with person, because generally, yes. Having, like, honestly, dating someone your size and just, like, doubling your wardrobe if you have, like, a very similar style is very cool. But also, if you're just, like, lounging at home or something, stealing each other's clothes and just having them be super comfortable, is also pretty cool. So honestly, maybe don't base choosing a partner based on this, you know? I mean, if you see it this way and all boy sizes or all person sizes are good, it's not actually gonna help you pick. But again, I feel like it's kind of like a perspective again of trying to always look on the good side of things. And I know it's kind of hard to shift your perspective, but honestly, just focusing on the negative will just make you feel worse. And it can be very difficult to just like shift it to always like kind of trying to find the positive. Not doing the toxic, optimistic or like toxic positivity of everything's gonna go well, everything has to go well. I will not I will not tolerate anything worse. Because that's weird. That's, oh my god, why? Because sometimes things will just go horribly wrong. And it is absolutely okay to be upset at it, or be sad about it, or be angry about it. That's normal, and that's healthy, you know? Just to kind of try to ignore those parts away is not gonna work, and it's not healthy. So in conclusion, all emotions are okay as well. Just kind of dealing with them healthily and not getting stuck on negatives is gonna help. Tap, 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 taking all the blankets and pillows. Taking the dog. What are you doing? Okay, now we're gonna take the boyfriend and we're gonna put him in the blanket nest. That's honestly cute. Just kind of building like a cozy nest somewhere and putting your person in there because like, okay, you've had a rough day. Maybe you don't even want to talk about it because you're not ready to, or you just don't want to. But I'm just gonna show you I'm here for you and just put you in this cuddle nest with your dog who we both love. And it's like give you hugs and give you the chance to decompress. And if you want to talk about it later, that's cool. If not, we can just stay here That's so cute. That is so cute. Me, patiently waiting at the bar for my turn to get served because I know the service industry can be very stressful. Please be like Baby Yoda. Please. I have never once actually worked in a service industry. I've worked in like a bookshop, and even there you have customers who are just so entitled and so frustrating. But luckily it was never that bad. But especially service industries, why would you? Especially because a lot of these places have like very young kids or like teenagers working there, or just like young adults who are just like kind of trying to make some money on the side while they're studying or something, or to help out their parents, whatever. And you're gonna yell at them if they misunderstood you or if they actually make a mistake. But the worst thing is, you're gonna yell at them whether they made a mistake or not, because things took too long. Because guess what? A lot of places are really busy, like especially if you go at a time that is gonna be super busy. You can't expect them to do everything perfectly because they're people. Like even if they are adults, you're still a shitty person for yelling at them. But especially you're gonna stand there and yell at these kids who made a mistake under the pressure, or because your drink took like a little while longer, or you had to wait 5 minutes until you could order because the whole place is packed. Why are you a shitty person? Just please be like Baby Yoda. Because why would you actively decide to be a dickhead and choose to make other people's lives worse instead of just being like, sure, this is an inconvenience, like no one likes waiting, but I guess it can't be helped. So I'm just gonna chill on my phone, scroll through a few Facebook memes that you find so funny that no one else thinks they're funny, but you think they're funny, so why not scroll through Facebook a bit? Or, just do something. Anything is gonna be more productive than yelling at these people who aren't gonna want to do a better job just because you're yelling at them, by the way. So maybe just don't. Please be like Baby Yoda. Anyways, I feel like we did our best to make this very wholesome. I did my best, okay? I am very good at being sarcastic, and I kind of find it hard to turn off the sarcasm voice sometimes, but I feel like we did our best. I feel like we achieved wholesomeness, alright? But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the memes, and I hope you're hydrated. If not, maybe go drink something now. It's basically almost tea season again as well. Especially I've been drinking a lot of tea lately, so maybe go get a cup of tea if you feel like it. And I will see you in a few days with my next video.